It is trade season, and you know the rumors are rolling in after the Chicago Bulls re-signed Tre Jones to an outstanding deal, in my personal opinion. Now, guys like Ayo Dosunmu's name is entering the trade realms of Rumorville. Y'all know we gonna talk about it, break it all down, but you gotta hit the music first.
Cognac gang.
Shy Boys Podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm bringing you all another daily episode. So if you're tuned in, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell as well. Yesterday, the Chicago Bulls, they pulled off a solid move, and what I really liked and what they did after trading Lonzo Ball, you go out there and you re-sign a guy like Tre Jones, who was really impressive and impressed everybody on the coaching staff in that front office and was very impressive to me after I had some pettiness when he first entered the team. But I'm really good, happy for the deal. I think it's a favorable deal that makes a lot of sense for both sides, and I'm happy to have him. But now we're starting to hear Ayo Dosunmu's name come up in trade chatter. So I need to know, is Ayo Dosunmu now on the trading block after re-signing Tre Jones? Hey, I need everybody to go ahead and just take a second and let me know right now in the comment box. Should Ayo Dosunmu be on the trading block? I say, why we hear more than Vooch? Why we ain't hear more about Vooch? Fact or foul? Let me know. Fact or foul? We should be hearing about Vooch, not Ayo Dosunmu. Fact or foul? Let me know. Fact or foul? Let me know. Because what we hearing around, and like I said, is rumor season, and everybody's name is gonna be thrown into the rumor mill. Everybody's name is gonna be thrown into the rumor mill, man. But we hearing things from my guy Evan Sittery, said that there's significant trade interest in the marketplace on Kobe White. The Bulls appear open to listening as White is extension eligible this summer, and that's after Kobe White, you know what I'm saying, put up a career high 20 points in last season. And then my man's KC Johnson did an interview on 670 to Score, and he said this: I can report with pretty strong certainty that I have heard Ayo Dosunmu's name mentioned in chatter far more than Kobe White. That is not to say that Kobe White will not be dealt, but I will be surprised if he is. So again, why are we hearing Ayo Dosunmu's name and nothing is happening for Nikola Vucevic? Let me know. Fact or foul? Fact or foul? Because I'm looking at the whole situation like this, bro. I think Ayo Dosunmu can be a hell of a player for this Chicago Bulls team. You're looking for a guy that can play both sides of the basketball like you're trying to construct this team to do. Ayo Dosunmu is really good on the defensive side, and on the offensive side, Ayo is well improved. Can definitely come up, and you start to see these last few seasons. He come up in transition. He can hit that pull up three, and it can go down. You see Ayo Dosunmu get the ball off the rebound, and it's a track race to the other end. And a lot of the times, he's crossing the finishing line by putting two in the bucket before the defense can get back. So why would you want to eliminate or remove that said player away from the Chicago Bulls when you still have Nikola Vucevic on my team? Somebody get Nikola Vucevic on my team. And I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. If Ayo Dosunmu is traded sometime later today, next week, next month, I'm gonna be highly upset. That's just me. It's not just because he's the hometown kid. It's simply because when I look at the Chicago Bulls, I feel like he can be a valuable piece that can come off of the bench for you and do everything you expect him to do. He can go out there and run your offense. He can go out there and work off ball on the offensive side. He can go out there and guard multiple positions on the defensive side. And He only dealt with the one major injury so far throughout his career, so he's a relatively healthy person, and I expect him to continue to build that chemistry with guys like Montes Buzelis, who he been kicking it with all off season. And then you add on to that, I think he has some dog in him. Me personally, you look at Ayo Dosunmu, definitely one of those more consistent players. You know exactly what you're gonna get out of Ayo Dosunmu on any given night. So again, and this is for the umpteenth time. Why are we not hearing about Nikola Vucevic? Get him off my team. I don't care if we sell him for a ham sandwich in a pack of Newport. I don't even smoke Newport, but we can take the Newport and we can distribute this on like we can distribute them loose squares like on like guys on 71st and Jeffrey. we can we can let it all roll. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, bro, I just think that that's a valuable player that you can have on your team. I don't necessarily think you need to be thirsty, you know what I'm saying, to get rid of Ayo Dosunmu. Now I do understand the financial side of it, and we have to discuss it simply because Ayo Dosunmu is only making about $7 million. He's completely outplayed that contract. That's just me personally. I think that when you talk about that contract of $7 million, he's earned a pay raise, in my personal opinion, especially when you're looking at other guys and Patrick Williams. Yes, I got to bring up Patrick Williams simply because he's making 18 million per year. And the Chicago Bulls didn't have to give it to him right away. I don't understand how you think that giving somebody $18 million is going to suddenly motivate them to come out and be a better basketball player. That's just me. That's just me. Because he like, shit, I got my money on. I don't need to show up. But back to Ayo Dosunmu, I'm looking at him and I'm saying he needs a pay raise. So when you come into that financial situation and you got Ayo Dosunmu on one hand, and then you look at guys like Kobe White on the other hand, who is more likely to go ahead and decline whatever deal that the Chicago Bulls are about to attempt to throw his way, if they haven't done so already, and he's declined. But we haven't heard any news on Kobe White declining. But you still got to think about, hey, even if Kobe White declines and we have some type of interest of bringing him back next season, it's going to be tough paying Ayo Dosunmu and Kobe White. Hence why I can understand some of the chatter when it comes to looking to possibly move off either one of these guys. But for the hell of it, figure it out to keep both of these guys. Try your hardest to try to keep one of both of these guys, because I think that at least for right now, the Chicago Bulls look like a young, exciting team. I don't necessarily know if they're going to be able to go out there and get 45, 50 wins. I'm not going head over heels right now. We haven't even seen an ounce of basketball for the last few weeks, with last few months for our Chicago Bulls. But I will say that it is very, very intriguing to see your backcourt have starters like Josh Giddey, Kobe White, and then two guards that can come off the bench and pretty much complement the starters and continue to run the pace and push the pace and execute the offense damn near at the same rate that we expect Josh Giddey and Kobe White to do so when you have a Ayo Dosunmu and a Tre Jones. I got another name to throw up in there. Tag Javon Carter to Nikola Vucevic. Salary dump. Get him out of here. Somebody get him out of here, please. But I do understand the tough financial decision that the Chicago Bulls are going to have to make when it comes to this, because even if you look at some of the moves that happened yesterday, we look at the Minnesota Timberwolves. They came out and they pretty much said, we finna get Nairi Desmagnon. And they had to lose out on the kill Alexander Walker. That's the cost of doing business, but that's what happens when you got to cough up a lot of money. I don't know if the Chicago Bulls are trying to maneuver themselves and place them in a position to where they have leverage in the Josh Giddey negotiations. That's something that we're going to have to keep our eyes on, because that is getting very, very interesting. I think that when you look at that situation with Josh Giddey, you're looking at it and you're like, hey, ain't many suitors out here for Josh Giddey right now. Maybe we could go in and say, hey, we know you want 30. Will you take 25? Something like that. Or I don't necessarily know where they want to put him at, 22, 24. Who knows? But I think that the Chicago Bulls right now, they have to be strategic about what they do, which is really, really hard to expect from a front office like this. If you know, you know. What is you talking about? If you know, you know that this front office they cause a lot of headaches around Bulls Nation, and that's the thing. I don't really see if the Chicago Bulls and this is the last point, bro. If the Chicago Bulls trade Nikola Vucevic for another player straight up, nobody's really gonna be mad. We're gonna be like, it's gonna be some people that be like, oh my god, we ain't even getting no picks. Me personally, I don't give a damn. They don't want picks now anyway. You ain't get no picks for Zach. You really ain't getting nothing for DeBar. You damn sure ain't getting nothing for Alex Caruso, and you damn sure ain't getting nothing for Lonzo Ball. At this point, let's just get Vooch out of here, wipe our hands with the situation, and keep it pushing. And we're gonna run with Zach Collins and sticks. That's it. But if you trade Ayo Dosunmu, bro, I can't just settle in with the thought of trading Ayo Dosunmu for another player straight up, especially when I know there's a strong chance that player ain't Ayo Dosunmu. That's just me. I can understand the Okoro and the Lonzo Ball stuff. I can understand it to a degree. I can understand it to a degree. You got a younger Okoro. You got a guy that, who has improved at the three-point shot. Definitely not the playmaker that Lonzo Ball is, but is a more healthier player. You can kind of understand that. I know for a fact, and I hope I'm wrong, if Ayo Dosunmu is moved, I don't think the said player is going to be better than Ayo Dosunmu. That's just my personal opinion and my early expectations for all of that. So, but it'll be very, very interesting to see how we continue to push this thing forward, because I would imagine that next on the Chicago Bulls list is to get Josh Giddey locked up and then move Nikola Vucevic. And I'm going to say it one more time. Move Nikola Vucevic. That's how Dr. Umar be doing to y'all. They motherfucker be move Nikola Vucevic. Y'all heard what I said. Move Nikola Vucevic. And he gonna throw it to you a couple more times, but I'm not. But move Nikola Vucevic. Y'all heard what I said. But hey, some interesting stuff, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feeling about it all down below. And make sure you comment and let us know how you feeling right now about the offseason for the Chicago Bulls. Are you ticked off? Are you okay in the middle, or you throwing your hands up like me and just like, it is what it is? This, you know what I'm saying? We trying to build on something. We trying to see what's to it. It's not the greatest rebuild plan because you're missing out on potential draft picks, but it is what it is. What I'm gonna do? Pound the table and guess what? I'm gonna pound the table, and then they're gonna go right back out and trade somebody else straight up. It's no point for me, but I understand if there are some people out there that are a little bit more ticked off. It's just not the reaction that I'm gonna bring to the pod, simply because I've been dealing with this front office for a while now. I done yelled at the mic, I done screamed, I done called AK all type of things. I done looked at Mark Eversley and discovered that he's somehow still a part of the team, even though we haven't seen him in like 2 years. That's just me. But hey, it is what it is. I just know, don't trade Ayo Dosunmu. Get Vooch off my team. That's it. Get Vooch off my team. But that is it for me today, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in into another episode, man. Before y'all get up out of here, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell as well. Let us know how you're feeling about the off season thus far by calling into the mailbag, so we can have your thoughts and everything played over on the episode. The number to do so is 773-242-9219. We appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all always see red, and y'all already know we're going to catch y'all on the next one for sure. Peace.
Cognac. Gang.